Good evening. After a very long time, I am recording this short video on general awareness, and I want to talk on a topic which is in the mind of everyone and may have been answered by now by many experts, but let me add my two bit to it. Where did we go wrong when it comes to COVID? Uh, the peak of the first wave was below 1 lakh cases per day, uh, with the maximum deaths only a fraction of what we experience today. In the second wave, we know till a few days ago, the cases had gone up beyond 4 lakhs, 4 lakh 25,000 infections per day, and deaths of around 4,000 plus per day. And today, the cases have come down to 3.28, which is a slight drop. Some states are showing some improvement, especially states which had very severe second wave earlier on, like cities like Mumbai, the state of Maharashtra, Delhi. These are showing some improvement thanks to the lockdown. But there are states, particularly in the south, which are showing much higher numbers than they showed in the first wave, and these numbers are increasing. Kerala shows very high numbers, which is on a sustained basis over the last few days, with a test positivity rate, which is nothing but the number of positive cases divided by the number of tests conducted into 100, of around 27 to 28%, while Tamil Nadu is showing consistently increasing cases and has crossed 31,000 yesterday, and it doesn't look like that's about to abate, reduce anytime soon. Maybe in a few days it will plateau and it will start coming down, but the fact is that we are doing much worse in the second wave than the first time. And in the second wave, there has been much more fatalities, much more deaths than in the first wave. And in the second wave, there are several other complications, the latest being what is called as mucormycosis by the doctors and as black fungus by the press and everyday people, which is fine. It can call it black fungus. And this has been exacerbated by the discovery that we are suddenly running out of certain medicines used to treat COVID, particularly serious instances of COVID, like remdesivir, which is getting corrected right now, but there was severe shortage till a few days ago. And there seems to be severe shortage of oxygen in several parts of India, again correcting itself very slowly. That's because uh, we had to convert every single industrial oxygen production into medical oxygen production. But there are still parts of the country, in some states, in some cities, there is still shortage. We know of these unfortunate instances of people dying early in the morning in Goa on a consistent basis over the last few days. Please read up on all that. All the things I tell you, make a note of it if you can and read up on all that. Why did this happen? And look at our vaccination records. Our country has a record of vaccinating the most number of people on earth, but unfortunately we have much more population than almost every country in earth other than China, where we are likely to overtake them very soon. There was a news recently that China's population could stabilize and degrow while ours is still on its way up. How much ever people we vaccinate, we would still vaccinate only a portion, and now the government has said that by December we would be able to vaccinate the entire adult population of the country and some younger people as well. We will have to wait and see how that works out. Why did all this happen? Today, you know that as far as vaccines are concerned, there is severe shortages. Initially, the entire vaccination was procured by the central government and distributed to the various states, and the states in turn gave it through their government facilities as well as private facilities at a nominal cost. And vaccination was proceeding fairly well till we discovered that the production is not adequate, and we had approved only 2 vaccines at that point of time, and there was a hurried approval given to a third vaccine called Sputnik. But for substantial numbers to come in of Sputnik is going to take months. So there is a severe shortage of vaccines. There was some policy confusion in the middle where the central government announced that 50% of the vaccine would be produced by the central government and the rest would be given to states, where states can decide and fix the prices. They had fixed up a certain price, but they said it's up to the states to negotiate the prices with the producing companies. And they also said private hospitals can also procure on their own, which is all very confusing. It actually means 50% is procured by the central government, which they said had been earmarked for free vaccination for people above 45 years of age. And they also opened up on the same day that they announced that 50% of the vaccines are going to be given to the states, that vaccination would start for people above 18 till 44. And that means it is the state's responsibility to vaccinate them, since the central vaccination will only go towards people above 45, where the first preference is again given to the second dose. There was some confusion. Then they suddenly realized that if they start giving the second dose, then they will exhaust all their supplies right now. So they said that the period for taking the second dose has been extended and it has been made into 12 to 16 weeks. Which scientifically is fine, because research shows that the antibodies created by the first vaccine will persist till the second vaccine if taken between 12 to 16 weeks, and may even increase the efficacy. But these are based on a few tests, but fine. I mean, we can accept the science of it. But the decision was taken, looks to be very suspiciously, because of the shortage of vaccine rather than the scientific basis, even though the scientific basis definitely has been accepted even by eminent scientists like Dr. Anthony Fauci of United States of America and WHO as well. The entire confused state that we are in, how did we get into it? I mean, the answer can be given in 3 or 4 lines. We got into it because every one of us is responsible for that. Number 1, the government. Number 2, when I talk about the government, I not only talk about the central government, but of course they will have to take the brunt of this, because they were controlling the vaccination and they were also controlling the COVID fight. It was they who were announcing the lockdowns earlier, and now it seems to have been, outsourced to the states, and the states are to do the vaccination, etc. The governments are to blame. People are to blame. The governments are to blame because they did not anticipate, they declared victory easily and did not anticipate a second wave. There was every indication that there is going to be a second wave. Most of the countries of Europe had their second wave, and there is no reason why India should be exempt from that, considering the fact that we are not as disciplined as some of the other countries when it comes to obeying safe distance rules and mask rules and all that. And we tend to take our celebrations very seriously, and celebrations like marriage, how much of a restrictions that you bring in, that there is a rampant breaking of all these rules and regulations at that point of time. The government also thought that, like the whole thing is over. As I said, they declared victory early enough, and they let everybody look at how the Kumbh Mela was permitted to be conducted. That's not the only instance. I'm not there to blame only the central government on this. I think every one of us is responsible. The central government has to take the brunt of it because it was their duty to plan for it. The states also did not plan for it. The states had already started dismantling the facilities that they had created for COVID treatment. They had created a lot of facilities which included hostels and hospitals and others. Hotels were taken over by some of the states earlier to fight COVID. And we had started dismantling this because the states also never thought that this would be the case, the present stage would be the case. And they also are to blame for this to a lesser extent, but yes. And of course, the people as well should be responsible. Elections were conducted, and some of these elections were conducted in, let's say, very extended phases of 8 phases, etc., which could be justified because of the violence which was very evident in West Bengal elections by the Election Commission. But nothing would have happened if the Election Commission had postponed the elections. What we were told was that the Election Commission said if there is a certain time period, within 5 years of the previous election, within the constitution of the Assembly of 2016, when the 5-year term expires, this assembly has to be disbanded, and that would actually mean that if we don't conduct elections by that time, the state has to revert to president's rule. But we are living in extraordinary times, and even that should have been considered as an option. And now regretting it doesn't help. So all of this is responsible. So what is my purpose in this class? It's a very short class. We are already into the 11th minute of today's class. Look up and see that we have mismanaged everything. We have mismanaged things as a nation, whether it's a central government, to an extent the state governments, and all of us as individuals have broken the law, have actually jumped in. Even today the lockdowns are, people are obeying lockdowns only because the states have made it very stringent. Tamil Nadu, for instance, made it very stringent only today. The lockdown started 4 days ago. People were moving about as if everything was usual. Will we come out of it? We definitely would. For that we require proper planning. I hope the government has learned a lesson. Things are improving a little bit right now, but it looks like the lockdowns are here to stay for some more time, and that would actually mean that many people are put to hardship when it comes to the economy, when it comes to the living of an ordinary individual. There's likely to be a hardship, and second year in a row, and every one of us is responsible for that, and central government cannot run away from this either. Everyone should be responsible for this, and that is my first session. We'll talk about something a little more cheerful the next time. Thank you very much.